We're in for the attack. We double all the counters, and that's going to be so much damage. I really don't even know how much this is, but it is a lot. And we're gaining all that life too, by the way. I kind of want to see how big of a life swing that was. 71. Wow. Today we are revisiting one of my favorite Tarkir builds that we did in early access and revamping it completely. We're looking at Abzan counters, and we are getting way too big, way too fast for anybody to deal with. And this whole deck list was built around the brand new card Holomark Siege, one of my favorite sieges. Probably outside of the Boros one, this is probably my second favorite one. This allows us to draw a card every single time a creature has a counter placed onto it. That's the only side we're really going to focus on. If we need it for an emergency to place counters on our creatures, we can choose the other side of it as well. The other option, I should say. But today, our creatures obviously specialize in 1/1 counters. Warden of the Grove is one of the main pieces here. This card comes down and gets a counter on it at the end of every single turn. And however big this gets and however many counters it starts to gain, it helps out because every time we cast a creature after this, it either gets to put counters onto itself the same amount as the Warden has, or create a spirit token that's the size of the counters, which is pretty cool. Today we're trying out this new card though, Successor, that works a lot like the Ozolith, which we'll talk about in a second here, but it gives us an additional 1/1 counter for the first counter put on a specific creature, right? So if, let's say I have 3 creatures, you put a 1/1 counter on all 3 of those, all 3 of those are going to get an additional 1/1 counter, speeding up the process very, very quickly, as well as Ozolith, which is why this deck gets so big so fast, is because of these 2 cards. They do the same sort of thing. Every counter you put on something, it gets an additional counter put onto it. And of course, Botanical Brawler, one of the staples here today. Every time another creature gets a 1/1 counter, this is also going to get a 1/1 counter. As you can see, starts to get out of hand pretty quickly. And then we can kind of go over the top with Bristly Build, just pay the 5 and then double the counters on everything. Not to mention we have another double counters effect off of the Sovereign. This is going to attack in and double all the power of all of our creatures essentially that have 1/1 counters on it. It's going to double the amount of extra power that they have. And then lastly, a card that is just really near and dear to my heart. One of my favorite Tarkir cards that we got is the Revival of the Ancestors. It's a sweet reload card. If you get swept up off the battlefield, you can create 3 new bodies fresh out the gate and then, you know, distribute some 1/1 counters. Also getting Lifelink and Trample helps at the end. But this was a really fun list and I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. And we had some really weird games today. I'm just going to let you know that now. But I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you at the other side. Peace. All right, guys, we've got a spicy list for you today. We're doing some Abzan counters again. We did this actually like one of our first videos we ever did of Tarkir. On the early access, we played Abzan counters, but I want to revisit it because I feel like it's in a really good place, and we've been winning a lot of games with it. It feels pretty darn good. Mono red though, and we're going second. We need a Sheltered by Ghosts, or we're going to be in a lot of trouble here early on. Yeah, I guess we want to play the Ozolith, right? We're praying for that Shelter by Ghosts, I'll tell you that much. Okay, a very odd mono red deck, just a lot of 1-drops. Imagine a temporary lockdown right now would go so hard. All right, let me go ahead and just get this down right away so we can start making some blocks. Looks like we don't have to worry too much about, you know, combat tricks and stuff like that. So definitely blocking that because it's a problem that can keep coming back onto the battlefield over and over. GG's. All right, we finally win the game. It's that easy. Yeah, it's really that easy. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna take what though? Probably one of the flyers, right? Yeah, GG's. There's nothing you can do if you're a mono red player when that happens. We're about to start gaining 5 life a turn, and they can only attack in with what, 4 damage here? Like, yeah, they were cooked. GG. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why we run Sheltered by Ghosts. That card has saved me so many times. I'm gonna go ahead and play this on turn 1. I do like the Offspring this when I can, but it's okay to play on turn 1 if I need to. Oh, this opponent is struggling in the ranking right now. Feels bad. I love the Holomark Siege on 2. I'll take that every day of the week. Goblins is tricky, but I do have 2 Sheltered by Ghosts with the mana to cast it and a creature to put it on, so that's really good. Tremors. Tremors is interesting, I will say. Very, very interesting. Okay, so they can pay 1 and I can't block. Got it. Let's get this down. Do we want to attack? Yeah, probably, right? Yeah, we want to attack. We get another land. Let's go. That's big money. Are you gonna give me a big goblin here? Nope, just a couple little guys. Yeah, that impact tremor seems like it might be what we want to take with the sheltered. Might want to leave the creatures be and just go for the impact tremors. But I can block a goblin here. Yeah, no attacks. Okay, so I can go double sheltered by ghost here, potentially. I guess let's do this first and see what happens when I do this. Warden. Warden is pretty fun. Warden is pretty fun, but I do think I have to prioritize these, but then I can't really attack until it gets a little bit bigger, right? So maybe it is the Warden. Just play defense for now. That impact tremors is hurting though. I don't know, man. Tricky. Not being able to attack through these goblins right now because my toughness isn't high enough is kind of unfortunate, but I'm definitely playing with fire here. I'm telling you that much. Okay. Well, another shelter by ghost is fantastic, I will say. I think we keep growing this because this is more valuable now at this point than anything else. What a fun card. What a fun card. Unfortunately, it does have to be this. We'll take you. I guess we can spread these out, can't we? We'll take you. And I don't think they can do much to stop us now, especially with all the lifelink we can get from blocking. And they're not getting passive damage anymore off the impact tremors. They could get another impact tremors, of course, but I don't know, man. I think we're more than okay. All right, they will have to pay the 2 ward. Maybe they thought they could get these through and just make me not be able to block with my 2 creatures with ward, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so potentially pump spells, potentially burn spells. A lot of things we got to worry about here, huh? Can they deal 11 though? Probably not, right? Okay, no pump spells or burn spells. What? Brotherhood's End? No. What in the world are we doing? It's gonna be like a sweep everything kind of a play, isn't it? What are they doing? I'm actually so stressed out right now. Okay, hold on. 4 damage, create that many 1/1. Okay, that's fine. Extra card. Oh, that was it? Okay, stressing me out for nothing here, man. Okay, we're going to play you. Definitely put some 1/1 counters on it. Put a 1/1 counter there. Take you. All right, so they can't do anything about this one. So let's just go ahead and gain 7 life real quick. Go ahead and gain a quick little 7 here. Playing it very, very slow. I'm very well aware that I probably could have been spreading these 1/1 counters differently and getting my attacks through, but it's really not a big deal. We're just kind of chilling right now until we can double all of our counters with the Bristly Bill next turn and win the game. All right, GG's. I mean, it's not really GG's yet, but it might as well be because we're gonna gain way too much life here. So they're gonna try to triple or quadruple up on 1 creature here to kill it, I'm assuming. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I didn't anticipate that. I was gonna double all the 1/1 counters on all my creatures here, but they didn't even like do that in a way that I needed to do that. So let's just go ahead and do this. We're at 38 life, by the way, BT dubs. That'll do it. Little extra 1/1 counter, draw me an extra card here, and it's a Paw Patch Recruit. Not ideal, but that's fine. Next turn, we put some 1/1 counters on the 1/1 tokens, and we double all the counters, and we swing on through. A lot of mana, but draw a creature card, draw a card, create a treasure token. Okay. think they said good game. I missed it there though. Frenzy. They're just gonna full send here. Okay. I respect it, I guess. I respect it, but we're still sitting well over 30 right now. Here we go, drawing a couple extra cards. We're in for the attack. We double all the counters, and that's going to be so much damage. I really don't even know how much this is, but it is a lot. And we're gaining all that life too, by the way. I kind of want to see how big of a life swing that was. 71. Wow. Wow, against mono red too. Love it. Love it, man. We're cooking. All right, we got the opponent going first this time. Our hand is, it's interesting, I'll say that much. Bristly Bill into a successor is kind of nutty, but I don't have any card draw and I don't have any Sheltered by Ghost, so we might be in a little bit of a bind here. We'll see. The opponent, though, looking like they might be on Omniscience here. Okay, or not. I'm actually just going to get this down first because I'm sure they're going to have removal. This seems like a control player. Thought maybe that was going to get a Spell Piercer negate, but it got through. See what happens. I missed a land drop, which I think is going to define everything in this game. Yeah, there's a counter spell. Sweepers are going to be tough to deal with too. Unless I get my card draw engine, it's going to be a nightmare matchup for us. And we're not even hitting lands here, so this might be a throwaway game, unfortunately. All right, that's fine. A non-summon's not too bad, especially when I can just replay it because they didn't do it on the end step. Whoops. Lost value there. Didn't play that on the end step. A lot of people in the 70 percentiles I'm playing right now, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, I guess we're gonna play the Grove next. I think that leads into a much better successor here, if I'm being honest. And we get the 1/1 counter. Let's get it rolling. Yeah, the successor right after the Grove is always so fun because it doubles the counters, or it doesn't double, but gives extra counters on everything that gets counters. So it gets pretty out of control. Kind of like a creature version of the Ozolith, but all right, the opponent counters and draws cards here off of that. Very nice. I'm assuming they're gonna have a sweeper here at some point, but these are pretty cool because they're essentially like the answer to the sweeper. We get the reload pretty good here. Destroy evil. You're kidding me. All right, I do want to get the successor down before I play this though, because it's kind of goes crazy when we get the 1/1 counters. All right, the opponent already down to 10, by the way. They gotta think about getting a little drastic here with their plays. All right, what does that do? Dragon spells cost 1 less. All right. Well, that makes things pretty interesting, doesn't it? I kind of want to Sheltered by Ghost something here, but I think this is still the move. I'm not too worried about their dragon spells right now. No attacks. Did I make a mistake though? Is that going to go off somehow or something? They could ill-timed explosion me for quite a good amount of value. No. Gotta land. That changes things. Let's do this. Then this. Let's go here. And I still want to go with this. I know this is like highly overcommitting in my opinion, because again of the sweeper, but something tells me they don't have the sweeper based on what I've been seeing. Okay, come on. Don't destroy my enchantment, please. Oh my gosh, you're kidding me, man. All right, sure. Do I do this or do I just double the counters on these? I mean, that's pretty weak though, isn't it? I think it's this. I kind of need to start swinging through, right? I just don't want to overcommit with this and then have them target my successor. Plus, if they get that back, oh my God, GG's. Okay, I was really worried that if they got that back, they were going to be able to trigger it again, which is really annoying. What an odd matchup though that was. We'll take it. All right, well, that was pretty crazy. We definitely I want to say we probably shouldn't have won that game. I'm willing to admit it. You know what? We shouldn't have won that game. I'll stand on that. But we're up against somebody now in the 95 percentile with mono red, and we're going second. So now the deck seems to be starting to stack against us here on the odds. Let's see what happens here. If I get a sheltered by ghost though, that would be pretty awesome. All right, we're definitely gonna start drawing cards off of this. No attacks clearly. A grove next turn is interesting, but it's not what I want. I'm worried that we're about to get absolutely just ran over in this single turn right now, because they can fling this bad boy if they want to as well, which feels like that's what this deck is. They're trying to stack up these auras. Yeah, they're a fling deck for sure. Thank goodness they didn't get a fling type creature to start things off here, huh? No attacks. Stay defensive here. Land is not helpful. Not helpful whatsoever. Imagine though we do top deck that sheltered, man. If we top deck that sheltered, it's gonna be nice. But I do need a creature to make sure I can attach it to. So if I double block here, trying to make a move, and then they just pump their Hired Claw, we're kind of cooked, right? So I don't know. It kind of feels like we don't really have much of a choice but to block though. So here we go. Clearly seems like a monstrous rage to me, but I don't have the luxury of really caring. Wow. Okay. No monstrous rage, but they are drawing two. And there's their scamp that they can fling at any moment to ruin my life. Man, maybe it's... Taking one here feels pretty bad, but drawing some extra cards to dig out next turn for a potential shelter by ghosts could be the difference here. But yeah, I don't think this is gonna work out for us. Seems like they've got a lightning strike. Yeah, burst lightning. And then they just sacrifice the scamp end step here. Or that works too. If I had gone Paw Patch Recruit there and I just, you know, if I would have just offsprung that, it would have been just as bad, because it would have been two 1 toughness blockers going up against the scamp that they could have pumped. And I was only at 5, so I mean, double burst lightning plus an attack from the scamp, that's still GG's. We would have lost either way, so all good. Man, that was a tough game right there. I get to go first this time with some really good cards, but I have no green mana. I can't sit here and pretend like I'm gonna get lucky and top deck the green mana, so that's a good find though. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna do that. I think double card draw here to get things started is really solid. Sorry about that. Of course they were roping and then I took a drink. Bad timing. All right, so we got the siege down. We're drawing cards. Let's go. Potentially. I mean, mono black definitely doesn't have answers unless they're playing Feed the Swarm, which is pretty rare. I did see it earlier today though. No hand hate is kind of weird. Feels like, you know, something they would run right about now. Like a Deep Cavern Bat or Duress, but I mean, I'm happy with that. I get down the recruit. It gets targeted by... I know where to run before my other recruit gets on the field, which means I don't get the trigger on the counter, which means I don't get the card draw, which means I'm sad. And there's the discarding effects. That's fine. I got plenty of card draw, so I'm okay with that. A bill. Just setting up here, guys. Setting up for some really good card draw. Especially against mono black discard. This is going to be really, really good. This has our best chance of actually drawing us cards next turn, so I'm going to drop off the successor here. Hopefully we just top deck a land and we can be good to go, but never mind. The opponent hits a Siege Breaker. Paw Patch Recruit. Let's go. Now if they target any of my stuff here, I'm drawing 2 cards. Love that. Love that. They might have another Momentum Breaker though, and that would be really a big bummer. Hopefully not. Yes, dude. Thank you. No, don't have another one. I guess if they had another one, that'd be fine because I just target the other one. Let's go. We're back in this. You're saying there's a chance. What's it gonna be, Liliana? Minus or plus? Minus it is. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You're never gonna get those to trigger because we are drawing cards every turn now. You're not stopping us now. Hollow Merc Siege for the win. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Hollow Merc Siege. In this particular matchup, overpowered. I will say we've gotten the right cards against the right matchups quite a few times so far, and it has been glorious. All right, the talent pump ups here again are irrelevant. I get why they're doing it. They have nothing to do with their mana. Why not? But it's like they're kind of irrelevant. Let's see what happens when we hit the brawler here. Let's see what we draw. Ooh, another one. The more the merrier. The more cards I draw, the better. Let's go ahead and just saddle this bad boy. More cards, more cards. As much as I want to hit him in the face here, I kind of have to stop that Liliana.
Fine. I'll take my zombie.
All right. What else you got? Pretty sure if they don't kill my Tumblewag, they're gonna get ran over next turn. I've got a lot of really good spells here to cast and more cards to draw, so good luck to him, man. Good luck to him. This quite literally could have been the best mulligan I think I ever hit in my life. Sacrifice one creature, discard half my cards. Ugh, okay. Oh, that's so much fun though. I think I gotta drop this. This is just too much fun. Too much power. I think we could actually maybe just one-shot him here. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. All right, here we go. We play you. Saddle it. Counters. That's a good card. Those are all good cards. And then we attack and we double the counters. Not quite lethal, but pretty freaking good. Play you out and in a land. Actually, should we just hang on to the land here? I think we hang on to the land here just for discard fodder and to stop them from burning us out next turn with these bandits talents if they do end up making us discard. All right, GG's, let's go. A very good win, man. The siege went off for us that game. Very good game. All right, guys, we are cruising right along on ranked right now. We are flying, man. I love it. Oh, it's mono red and I'm going second again. Why can't I go first in this matchup? Man, I just need to go first. Going second against red is like, it's like an automatic death sentence. It's wildly bad. It is so unfair. If I get a sheltered by ghost though, I mean, it becomes highly unfair for them. So we'll see. Oh boy. Double swift spear though. Here comes the monstrous rages or the shocks or the bolts or whatever. Very, very standard textbook plays here from the opponent. I mean, I don't know. I'd like to set up for some card draw to dig out that sheltered by ghost, but I'm on like a 2-turn clock at this point and we just started, so I might be on a 1-turn clock, who knows. Good old mono red. A very winnable match, obviously, but we're not gonna win this going second without sheltered. It's like a 0% chance. 0%er. Well, we might as well block the one without trample for now, right? No shot. They didn't do anything there. What? Okay. I mean, thank you. You just bought us an extra turn. That's insane. You've got to have at least a shock or lightning strike, right? It sure doesn't even feel that way. What? No shock, no lightning strike, and no pump spells to get your swift spears through my 2/2 brawler? What world am I living in right now? Well, I was already ready to concede this match, but now I'm on the edge of my seat, literally. Wow, they can't attack again. Say it ain't so, brother. Or they do, or they could have attacked last turn and I probably wouldn't have blocked, but they attacked this turn instead. I mean, absolutely gonna take that block every day of the week. All right, we got time to, you know, get this going now. I don't know what's going on. I do know that I'm gonna draw a card here, and hopefully it's a sheltered. Oh man. See, if I was running that deck and I did all that, I would have for sure gotten punished by the game, and they would have given my opponent a sheltered by ghost there. Just saying. Okay, they don't attack again with mana open. They only attack when they don't have any mana open, which is quite literally the oddest thing you can do. Okay, let's do this. Come on, sheltered by ghost. One time for your boy. One time for your boy. No. Not gonna play this. That's 2 damage that I don't need to take right now. These pain lands are kind of a pain at the moment. I knew they had a nemesis. I'm like, as soon as I see that third land, I had a feeling nemesis was coming. Ah, man, this is so brutal. I've gotta deal with that. It's now or never, man. I could double the counters on something here, which could take my brawler quite a ways here. Can I hit him for lethal? I don't think I can, right? Like, there's no way. Let's get this down. Let's just see. So if I put a counter onto the... Like if I saddle this and then attack with it and this, that's 15, or that's 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. I think I'm close. I don't know, but I think I'm really close. I think I do it if I do this. I think I win. Because then I get extra counters on the brawler. Yeah, I think I've got him here, guys. There's the shelter by ghost. A turn too late, but it doesn't matter. We still got it. We put a counter here, which again grows the brawlers. We swing in and we double the counters on the brawler, and that's more than enough. Boom! Okay, we got him. Okay. Shelter. That shelter by ghost came into my hand just to mock me. Like, we made you work for that one. I mean, I didn't really have to work too hard for it. The opponent gave up a lot of value with those attacks. I got really lucky in this one. All right, we find ourselves with a hand that, I mean, we need a black source for these, but I think I'd rather have that than, you know, be searching for a certain color of land with, you know, nothing to be able to play. At least I've got the bill into the Tumblewag to start things off here, so I'm happy with this keep. I'm happy with it. What a weird day we've been having on the ladder here. I don't know what's going on. Let me be clear. I got my butt whooped for a long time today playing mono white control. I was trying so hard to make it work again. And I dropped all the way down to like 87 percentile. I climbed myself all the way back to 92 and we started recording. And yeah, it's been a weird one, man. It's been a weird one. I feel like the climb back to 92 was way harder than what we've been playing so far. The algorithm is just a weird one today. That's for sure. I was running into like some really tough matchups like Omniscience and stuff on the way here. Haven't seen that once yet, which is great because I don't really have much for that except for to beat them really, really fast. I shouldn't have opened my mouth. I feel like this is Omniscience, right? This sure seems like Omniscience. Okay, not quite Omniscience, but a very... I'm gonna do this, this, and this. All right, we could be in for a longer game, which is why I want to get this down, I think, over the Tumblewag. I don't know if we can beat them fast enough. They might temporary lockdown here, which... Yeah. I had a feeling. Okay, that's tough. All right. Maybe I should have gone Tumblewag then in that case, but... Not much I can do about that. I need a sheltered by ghost. I can get everything back, but they would draw and discard another card. It's funny, man. I thought about the temporary lockdown after I committed all that to the board, man. It's just one of those things. I should have probably just taken in one extra second there and we would have been able to figure that one out. Got a bill. I'm glad I waited on playing that land out because now we get a bill. And we get the extra land, which gives me the extra 1/1 counter. I mean, we do have I think lethal here if the opponent doesn't do anything, because I can saddle and then double and then also double with the bill. Oh boy. They only get one free spell, but it's Omniscience, right? It's Omniscience, right? Don't slow roll me. I don't think it's Omniscience. Multiverse is not good enough. It's not good enough, my friend. Flood Maw's annoying. Okay, at least we're not dead, right? Like, that's something to think about, but I don't think we can win this game now because they just, you know, threw that back to my hand. What to do? I think we start by looking for Sheltered by Ghost, because that's probably the most important thing here. Nope, we missed. All right, so that's gonna probably be the end of the game for us. Swinging through for 5 though, pretty good. Yeah, I didn't think they'd block. That's gonna be wishful thinking. But here's the thing, they didn't have Omniscience last turn. Let's see if they find it this turn. If they do, that's crazy. That'd be like the most wild find off the top, and we'll just have to concede. But the odds are in our favor. They get 1 free spell. They could cast, yeah, I was gonna say they could cast some things here to draw cards and find it maybe, and then play it for free, but I'm so nervous right now, man. As soon as that Omniscience is found, it's over. Oh man, that reshuffles their deck. They get to play cards from the top of their deck, so that gives them another card essentially on top of their deck at random. That could be what they need. There it is, and they find it on top of their deck after they shuffle with Fable. That's insane. Dude, I manifested this matchup too, which is crazy. There it is. There's the card that's going to keep getting replayed over and over and over and over. That's all the deck does. Once it has Omniscience, it just finds one spell that you can cast a million times over and over again. Annoying. Yeah, that game kind of was not it, but this hand is fire. Okay, this looks good. Omniscience will forever be... I mean, I don't think I've disliked the deck as much as Omniscience since we had, what, All Runs Epiphany kind of popping off. All Runs Epiphany in Standard was like... That was probably the worst for me. And that's when I actually transitioned to Alchemy for a little while. All right, this opponent looks like they're Boros, which means they're probably running Split Up and a lot of sweepers. I don't anticipate a lot of success with my board state sticking around and whatnot. All right, I guess we get down the Successor here, and then we probably follow it up with Revival. But again, I'm thinking a sweeper, and then we lose all our tokens. You know what? Yeah, Revival's probably not very smart, because then we won't have anything to put 1/1 counters on. I think we should probably just go Ozolith and try to pump up the Successor, because we can almost guarantee it's going to be a sweeper here, right? So a lot of counters on it though. Bam, how's that 7 taste? All right, so we get another Ozolith, which will cycle away eventually, but for now we're okay. And it's a win crate. Okay, that's fine. I mean, a little slow for them. I think I just keep trying to slam through. This has Menace and they can't block. I mean, yeah, let's just do it again. Maybe we get something nice here off the top. Not nice. Okay. All right, we're in for 11. I mean, that's crazy how big this gets and how fast it happens. I'll take it. Expect the sweeper here, though. It's got to be Split Up or something. Wow, Caretaker's Talent. Yeah, they're cooked. They do realize I have Menace, right? Yeah, they don't care. Okay. Okay. GG's. I did that all with one creature. And honestly, that's the kind of trouble I kept running into when I was running the mono white token deck that I was trying to put together. It just didn't have enough answers. So, all right, going first. I got the Sheltered by Ghost this time and some good creatures, but I need a third land to get a creature down. Is this something I really want to gamble on is the question. Oh, it's almost certainly gonna be mono red though. I'm gonna gamble just because I have the Sheltered by Ghost, but if I don't find that third land drop, this could have been one of the bigger mistakes we've made all night by keeping this hand. We'll see. I'm taking a very big gamble, just trying to guess on what the opponent's playing here. And it is red. Sheltered by Ghost, gotta be our absolute savior here if we get what we need. That works. A 2-drop, that works. A 2-drop that scales is all we need. Don't blow it up. You've got better things to do as a mono red player than to blow my creature up, right? You got damage to output here. Come on. Surely you got a monstrous rage you'd rather play. Post combat? Oh, okay. That makes sense. I was gonna say, well, that doesn't make sense. Why would you run that after combat? Oh, silly players today, man. What are we doing? I actually don't like winning against opponents who make non-optimized plays. It just makes me feel like I didn't earn it, and then you know, you get the paid actor comments. I don't know, man. There's just weird days like this. It's just one of those weird days where you don't end up taking an extra 2 because they decided to play the challenger post combat, you know? It's just one of those things. I'd really like a land. All right, there we go. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. I'm actually just going to keep pumping this up. There's a possibility here they could pump their Heartfire Hero and make a block on this Bristly Bill, and if they do, I could end up in a really tough position here. Like if they monstrous rage this, that goes to what? 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it would kill my Bristly Bill. I can't attack. Wish I could. Wish I could, but I can't. Doesn't really matter though. We're for sure winning this game. We have Sheltered by Ghosts. We're against mono red. It's literally the most ideal situation, and all of our creatures just keep getting bigger. All right, here comes the double strike with monstrous rage, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be sending these 2 creatures in. Are you doing it post my declaration of blockers or pre? Good call. I mean, is it a burn spell? Is that what I'm seeing here? Okay, no monstrous rage. Cool. Okay. That's fine. They still get the prowess on the Swift Spear. Okay, good. That wasn't too late. Thought they messed up again there. All right, we get another land. That's good because we can play this and then this. Still a 1-mana interactive piece here, so it's probably another Burst Lightning maybe. If it's a Burst Lightning and I try to target my successor, they're gonna blow it up. So let's just do the Bristly Bill. Hopefully they leave my successor alone. Nice, they do. They leave it alone, allowing me to gain 7 here. Going back to 18. I would have blown up that successor while they had a chance before my Bristly Bill got the value out of that, but to each their own. Because they clearly have a 1-mana burn spell. Like there's, I guess it could still be Monstrous Rage, but why would you have hung on to it for this long? Lightning Strike, okay. They're just playing so oddly that I can't get a read on them. Okay, they did have a Monstrous Rage. Do I just die here? Is this just good enough? Depends on what they have in hand. It's a burn spell. I know it. I know it is. Did I make it? Did I really make it out alive here? I did. Wait. No. Wait, is it gonna hurt me? Green, it's gonna hurt me. I'm gonna go down to 1. I'm so scared. Okay, whew. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I had never been that scared in my life. For that 1 mana being open and 1 card in hand, I had no idea what to expect. We got away with 1 there again. These mono red players, man, today have been very, very strange. But yeah, we pulled out a pretty good win there, man, with the Sheltered by Ghosts. Could have gone double shelter by ghost there just to be sure, but I thought I had it there based on the reaction. So good game.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.